Warriors! It's Coach JV, your top health and mindset coach in the world. You're probably wondering, why is JV, a coach, a warrior coach, talking about the economics so much? Think about it. Warriors are calm, caring, loving, compassionate, most of all calm, but at any point can activate to protect their family, what they believe in. A warrior is not a man nor a woman, it's a spirit that we all embody inside. Now, this world has taught us to live in the left hemisphere of our brain, facts, figures, numbers, which I'm going to go over today. But they want to keep you trapped in that paradigm and not opening up an awareness that you have the possibilities to be the uncommon 1%. So I'm going to share with you economics. This is basically what I'm doing. As you guys see me studying all the time, I'm bringing the information to you that I study now. That's all I'm doing. So here's what I'll say. If anything I say doesn't seem right or you want to question it, then educate down below. We embrace hate comments, love comments, whatever it is. If something doesn't seem correct or I'm on the wrong track, then do your own research, post down below. This is about educating, opening up your mind so that you can do your own research. But before we continue, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification button. We've been hitting you guys with almost 2 videos per day. We are not messing around on YouTube here. But like I said, Kevin and I, we have our company here together. We're just working hard to bring information to you guys to train our warriors. So in our Warrior Academy, we teach mind, body, immunity, and generational wealth building. Now, I'm heavily invested in cryptocurrency. I love the space. It's assets. I'm focused on assets. But today I want to educate you on the overall outlook of the economy and give you some factual numbers and let you make decisions on your own what you should do with your future. So where I'm pulling this information from, let me shorten up my screen here. Just so you know, you can go into Google and type in FRED, right here, F-R-E-D. FRED is the economic research, the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. So there's tons of information. So guys, I don't sit there and watch CNN or what are some other stations? Oh, I don't even know. That's how much I don't watch it. I don't even watch Fox, right? It doesn't matter what side you're on, right? I just do my own research. I study and read the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. I read executive orders. I tie things together. I look at leadership teams. I look at the fact that the top lawyer in Coinbase became the second in charge of our operation of currency control. Coinbase is a digital currency, and now he's second in charge of the operation of currency control that controls your economics in the United States. Interesting. There's a lot of big moves happening. If you watch my other videos out there, these are just Coach JV's research. That's all it is. And so let's take a look at our economy. And as I tell you the facts, I want you to paint a clear picture. Now let's recap. In 1971, we detached from the gold standard with President Nixon. Now, when you attach anything from an asset back, right? So if you detach a house from a credit line, that's a credit card, basically, right? Because if the credit line goes bad, you can't take a house. There's nothing backing it. So that would be basically an open line of credit. That's why there's a higher interest rate on a credit card versus a house. Because if you default on your house, they can come get the house, right? So anything that's backed by something has more value. Now, why is gold so valuable? First of all, it's God's money, right? It comes from the earth. But gold is used in so many different things, and that asset is the thing that's used in most things across the world. It has the most utility of anything in the world. It's in cell phones. It's in production. It's used in some medications. It's used for so many different things, and it's beautiful as well, right? Jewelry. So it is the most has most utility, and it's the most used in the world. That's why gold has so much value. Now, before I go into these numbers, I want you to think about the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is eventually, I think it's at 90, has deflated by like 97%. Don't quote me on that. But when they compare the U.S. dollar, they're comparing it to other currencies within the world, right? As a currency, it is deflated 97%. Like I said, don't quote me, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's deflated a lot and it's almost down to zero. Now, as I say that, think about this. It is not backed by anything anymore. And so let's break down where our economy is at. You can pull these numbers up yourself, the FRED. And this is pretty accurate numbers, okay? It's very accurate numbers coming right from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, okay? So this is the unemployment rate. So I'm going to break this down from unemployment. We're going to look at the actual inflation. So inflation of products of goods and services. And then we're going to look at the gross domestic product versus debt, basically debt to income ratio for the United States, okay? So let's look at the unemployment. So you guys keep hearing on the news, right? Unemployment, it has an all-time low. Unemployment's at an all-time low. Well, let's look at the actual numbers. So here's unemployment. It peaked in 1985. Here's a peak right here. I can't even see the number. It's like 11.5, right? Then it went down, 1990s, peaked back up. This is when it goes up, that's unemployment being high. Oh, yeah, we did pretty good in 2000. Boom, we peaked back up. We went through a recession, and then boom, unemployment spikes in 2010. And then here we go, unemployment's dropping. Then the C world comes, a pandemic, the C word comes, then the pandemic hits, and boom, unemployment spikes. I don't know if these unemployment is coming from unemployment claims. I'm not sure. If you go to Fred, you can read a little bit deeper if you'd like to, but unemployment spikes. And yes, it's come back down, but look what it's come back down to. Some of the highest rates we've had in history since 1950. So unemployment is not in good shape right now. So that's the first thing we want to think about. Also, people are still living off their stimulus checks. It did the exact opposite of what they wanted to do. When people got stimulus checks, they thought they were going to go out there and stimulate the economy. And guess what people did? Because of employment security or lack of feeling secure, people put it in their bank accounts. That's not what they wanted to happen, right? And a lot of people actually bought assets with it. Exact opposite of what to happen. So hear that narrative as I go through this. Okay, now I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion based on my research. If it's wrong, if you feel like it's wrong, do your own research. Challenge me below. Teach us. That's what we're looking for. These are just facts and numbers, okay? Okay, so now let's look at the total debt as percentage of gross domestic product. So I'm here to make the complex simple. You can watch CNN, you can watch all stuff. Let me make the complex simple. Basically, GDP is all the products, goods, and services in the United States. If we sold them all, could we pay off our debt? Let me repeat that. So if we sold all the products, goods, and services, could we pay off our debt? So what this is telling me right here, if America went into a car dealership and they were trying to buy a car, they would have a negative debt-to-income ratio and would not be able to purchase a car. Look at this, Warriors. 1970, we were at about a 35% GDP, total public debt, as percentage of gross domestic product. 1980s, boom, we were cranking. And remember here, back in the 1970s, 1980s, interest rates were super high on mortgages. The economy was booming. I think this was Ronald Reagan era. I think it was one of the best runs. Quote me if I'm wrong. I think it was the Ronald Reagan era. I'm not a presidential expert. I feel like I'm pretty damn close to an economic expert now. So here we go. Then it starts going up. GDP, boom, boom, boom. 2008, the crash. And boom, debt starts flying through the roof. Look at this now, guys. This is our gross domestic product as a measurement to debt. We are now at about, 109%. We are negative debt to income ratio. That is not good, Warriors. So let's take a journey back. Negative debt to income ratio as a country in a currency that is not backed by gold, a deflationary currency. We now have a negative debt to income ratio. Unemployment is in really bad shape. And here we go. People are losing their jobs. We have negative debt to income ratio. And this is the price of goods and services climbing and climbing. Do you see a trend here, Warriors? Climbing, peaked and climbing and climbing. So your cost of goods and services, inflation is going through the roof. Unemployment is in a disastrous place right now, in my opinion. And I think it's going to get a lot worse because, in my opinion, a lot of companies are propped up by stimulus checks, by PPP loans, by bailout loans. And when those loans dry up, they're going to lay off a bunch of people. Hotel industries are in a horrible place right now. Think about it. Small mom and pop restaurants. We own a Warrior Academy that's a gym. They may get shut down again if it spikes again, if the C word spikes again in wintertime. So Warriors, open up your mind. Take your knowledge from media to factual. So what can you do about this, Warriors? Assets. Start selling your things that you have payment. If you have a car payment, try to get out of your car payment. Start stacking up assets, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, asset-backed currency, whatever you can do to get out of a deflationary dollar into something that's going to help you grow tremendously. Now, in my opinion, what does all this mean right here? To me, this means a great global financial reset. The only thing you can do in my mathematics, now remember, I was a vice president at a bank. I went to CBA Executive Banking School. I have some knowledge around banking and understanding the Federal Reserve, how they print money, how to build banks. Okay, understand, you can't just keep printing money. You can't. It's monopoly money. You can't do it anymore. So what are you going to do if your inflation keeps going up? Remember, Jerome Powell made an announcement just recently that they're going to a flexible inflation rate, making sure that they hit 2% over an allotted time, a flexible inflation rate. So that means they could jack up inflation here, and that's going to crash the economy. Okay? So what is going to happen? In my opinion, we are going to a new quantum financial system, a digital dollar. This is already happening, Warriors. So I just want you to be prepared and have understanding. This is much bigger than fitness. It always has. We've been saying 3T Fitness. The Warrior Academy is much bigger than fitness. And I've gotten more vocal about this because I think it's irresponsible for me not to share my ideas. And I have the right to share my opinion and ideas. And those who have ears to hear and eyes to see will see. It's really that simple, Warriors. So that's why these headphones could be an asset or a liability. Think about that. I could be listening to low vibration music, crap, but these headphones have taught me all this stuff. Because when you see me outside of talking to people or coaching, this is what I'm doing, Warriors. I don't watch the narrative on the news. I create my own narrative. And I've set myself up, my family, and some of the Warriors who decided to jump on board for generational wealth. Because we have the biggest shift in generational wealth happening right now. Our GDP right now is worse than the Great Depression. So, unemployment rates are not good, Warriors. Your prices of goods and services are skyrocketing. And our debt-to-income ratio in America is negative. If we walked into a car dealership, we would get declined for a loan. So take it for what it is. My name is Coachjv. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. Do me a huge favor, comment down below if you'd like any topics covered. I will do the research. I absolutely love doing this. This is what I spend my time doing. Maybe that's why I'm a single man. Just kidding, Warriors. I love you guys very, very much. We will talk to you soon, and I will see you on the other side of generational wealth.